Wondering how to become a millionaire, then I'm going to save you the trouble. I'm going to show you actually exactly the architecture that I use, teach, and I've used myself in order to become a millionaire. And before you think, oh, there's hundreds of business models coming in, or it's going to be some bullshit, I'm just going to show you a step-by-step, simple as that, of how not only me, but students of me have used this architecture that I've designed for them to use and leverage sales on starting their own businesses and having multi-million-dollar businesses. And this video is for everybody, whether you are a beginner, whether you're an experienced salesman, whether you've been doing and helping out businesses on different ends. This can be for anyone. I just simply want to show you my step-by-step that I teach, that I use, give you as much value as possible, so take notes so you at least know what steps you can utilize for yourself too. So, starting in here, I'm going to zoom in, just simply explaining the architecture. So, if we look here, you have the normal people, the people with a 9-to-5 job. Then you have the people that are setting triaging or cold calling. Then we have people with experience that become the high-ticket salespeople, the top % closers with the managing, the people that are growth specialists, and the people that use the knowledge and become entrepreneurs. And as you also see, it's different prices that people make per month. These are not yearly wages, these are monthly wages. And once again, I'm going to show you in a second what these people have done, how they've done it, after I've explained the complete strategy of what it is. So, starting off, let's talk about the normal 9-to-5. This is where most people are, where 99% of the world is. And basically, with a 9-to-5 job, you are simply an NPC. Because here's the issue of getting a salary. A salary is basically a drug that keeps you poor, it keeps you dumb, that keeps you safe, quote unquote, and doesn't let you make any money. The reason why is that, well, simply this, like, you get paid for the hours that you put into something. And if I can give you a tip for free right now, right here, is that time is your most valuable asset. What that means is, man, listen, if you're trading in your time constantly, you only have 24 hours, and at some point, you're going to have no more time left. So you got to find ways to get paid more per hour, but it will never suffice enough if you want to become a multimillionaire. What you need to do is trade in your time for result, and then you start getting all of the above of what you always wanted to achieve. Right now, you're working a job that you don't like. You're adding zero value, and even if you are adding value, the issue of the matter is that you're simply, working for your boss's Lamborghini instead of your own. You don't have freedom with a 9-to-5 job. Your boss tells you, listen, you got to be here at your job at this time, which sucks. You cannot choose where to go, how to work, when to do it. And even if you do have a remote job, every day is still the same. You're getting the same exercises, same assignments to do. There are no specific challenges, and quote unquote, it's the safest thing to do. But here's the thing, like, a lot of people want to become a millionaire, but they make the huge mistake that starting a business from the get-go is the most complicated and complex things that you can. Sure, you can make a lot of money being an entrepreneur, but you got to burn up a lot of money by learning and getting experience and making mistakes and switching it up, hiring people. So in this model, the ascension architecture, this pyramid, so to say, I'm teaching you how to do anything without even spending money. This is where this comes in. So, number one, sales is the most valuable skill that you can ever utilize in your life. So, everything here is based around leadership, communication, influence, and sales. Because, in essence, the skills that you learn from each of these steps are going to help you uplift yourself to go to the next level. And it might be a 2-month journey. It might be a 4-month journey. Some people are already at this step of the pyramid because they don't have a normal 9-to-5 job. They are already doing cold calling sales. They are an account manager, a recruiter. They're already doing something that is giving them massive experience because they're constantly practicing their communication skills by selling other people's products. And if I can recommend you something, if you don't know where to start out or don't know what to do, don't know where you can get a triaging job, don't know where you can get a company that needs appointment setters, look for cold calling jobs. Everybody's looking for you. The reason why, with cold calling, with triaging, with setting, doing outreach, you're not burning up leads. You're not burning up money that's being spent to get people interested. Just a basic level of marketing here, right? companies spend money to get clients, but usually products are quite expensive. So what happens is that somebody needs to be experienced enough to take that lead over the line, take the lead over the line in order for that lead to be sold. But if you don't have any experience, for instance, here with high ticket sales, and as we said here too, if I can find it, high ticket sales can earn you 5 to 10 grand. You cannot expect with no experience to start off and making that type of money. I'm trying to be realistic here. Sure, I'm going to talk about you like what you can do and what steps you need in order to become a millionaire, but you cannot go there if you don't have the proper experience yet. So I always recommend people to start off here so that they can get the experience and go to the next level of the architecture. So simple. You start doing this, and a lot of people have a job, they have school, they have things to do, and because you have that, it's hard to go full in full time for a job where you close deals for people if you simply don't have the time. But if you're cold calling, you can do that in your after hours. You can start cold calling to people that are not interested. You have to make those people interested. In other words, people that are not interested, they don't cost any money. They don't lose any money on it. You're basically making money appear from people that you make interested yourself, which is the hardest form of sales. But guess what? Because you're working on doing the hardest form of sales, what's gonna happen? You're gonna get experience. And I teach people a basic fundament of reflecting. I even have a couple of videos on my YouTube channel where I teach you that. Reason why is on each and every of these levels, you need a level of reflection. Why? If you're not reflecting on the things that you're doing, you don't get the experience that you need to go to the next level. It's basically getting experience in a game, right? The more experience you have, the easier it is to level up. Makes sense if you think about it, right? So here's the thing about doing setting, triaging, cold calling next to your job, next to school, or maybe even full time. It's easy to combine. You'll learn a lot while not wasting money. Once again, you're not wasting the money of the people because you're making money appear. It is hard, quote unquote, but it will get you paid for results. Simple. Let's say you work 3 hours, and in those 3 hours, you close 5 deals. Now, let's say you get $100 per deal. You've made $500 in those 3 hours. Let's be realistic and say that you suck massively and you sell one. You sell one in 3 hours. You make $100 in 3 hours, which is probably still more than you would be making right now. If you just simply go, usually like the normal wage for fucking, what is it? It's like 2K, but gay. Yes, it's kind of gay if you're making that kind of money. But next to the fact that it's gay, it's not a lot of money. So imagine that you're doing 3 hours, $100, 100 times 5, 5 times 4 is 2K on top of what you're doing. And if we go to, like, let's see, Leon was making 2.5K and working a couple of jobs, but then he did appointment setting, and next to his normal salary, he made the 3 grand. And when he was getting experience doing an appointment setting in the DMs of somebody, he learned basic sales strategies. He quit his job and started doing it full time and started making 5 grand. Then he started doing high ticket sales and started making 6 grand. So that's my point. I don't want you to just completely jump into something, juggling 20 balls at the same time about business, spending a shit ton of money building that business. If you could simply learn so much from simply doing these steps. So now you're getting paid for your results. It doesn't matter where you spend 3 hours, 6 hours, 20 hours in a day to get that one sale. One sale, $100. Easy as that. Let's say you've been doing this for a month. You've been reflecting well. You know the exact steps that you've been doing. You've been triage calling, cold calling, outreaching. You've made a company that you've been working for a shit ton of money. Now they're going to be like, hey, listen, let's give you the good leads. Let's give you the warm leads. And that is what high ticket sales is. You can easily get hired for any of these companies if you start off at the ground zero, right? Everybody will hire you if you can follow up leads that simply put don't cost any money. People that are lost, people that are no-shows, people that are anywhere. And a lot of people in this game keep forgetting that this is one of the most valuable things that you can do, because I would rather be a triage caller at an established business that already has closers, that already has his shit together, and start closing there with the coldest, the most suckiest leads, because then I at least know I will make money instead of becoming a high ticket closer for a high percentage at a company that doesn't have a shit together. Sure, that company can make 50 grand a month already in revenue, but I would rather go to a company that is making 200, 300K a month in revenue, that has leads, has marketing funnels, which are things that you'll learn based on reflecting and really studying these businesses, studying videos like this where somebody's going to dissect the business to know whether it's a good business to sell for, right? That is what you need to do. You need to become a very valuable person and start to understand what it is that these companies need, and they will always hire you if you can make the money without costing them money. Until you have a proven track record, because then now you have experience, you can get more experience, you can learn a lot and make more money. Now you're doing high ticket sales to warm leads because you already have the track record. You've proven that you've set so many deals, you've proven that you've closed so many deals cold, you've done it time and time and time and time and again. So they're gonna plan those leads in your calendar. That is how high ticket sales is. Big great companies, established companies have a shit ton of marketing, and all of these leads are just coming in. But the difference between what I teach compared to what anybody else teaches is they stop here. All right, cool, let me become a 10K earner doing high ticket sales, but those people will never become millionaires. The real difference between what I'm going to teach you with the Ascension Architecture compared to what any other closing course or closing person teaches you is that you can ascend way beyond. Because every single person that is working in my company, every single person that I've been sending out to work in other companies, they always try to improve themselves and they always try to deliver value to the company. Why? The more money you make, the more results you realize, the more money goes in your pocket. That is how the world works. That is how becoming a millionaire works. If you help 1,000 people for $1,000, you'll make like $1 million bucks. It's simple math, right? So here, when you do high ticket sales, you can do it completely remote. You don't need a job anymore. You can just do full-time closing. You get a higher percentage. You get warm leads. They're easier. And you've worked so hard to get to this point, right? The higher level you are, the easier it gets. So put your experience to use. You're valuable to any online business. So you try to see how you can close more deals. If somebody comes to you and says, I don't have any leads, you say, fuck you, sir. I know how to triage call. I know how to cold call. Give me the shitty leads and I'll show you. Give me a higher percentage on that. Because now you have value to leverage. They already know that you're good. Now you're going to show them, and you can even use that leverage to get more money. And that's how people like a Leon started making 6 grand from just doing that, because he just got a higher percentage and got easier leads. He just could chill right there in Thailand. So this is where most people stop, and this is where we're going to keep going, because once again, the whole trick of this model is to keep on giving more value to the people that you work for. And the more value you give, the more you reflect, the more you can do. If you start reflecting a lot here and you start understanding what the techniques are that you're using to close more people, that means you can start teaching the people that are triaging and appointment setting and cold calling under you how to do it better. And if you start coaching the people around you, you're more valuable to the company because the company makes more money. And if that happens, you get more responsibility. More responsibility, know how to reflect on it. More responsibility, gives you an extra fundament that you can use once you start running your own business. And then all the profits are yours. So you get actual business experience. You get more value, higher percentages. You get a management fee because you're teaching the people in the company how to do stuff. And that's what happened with Florian. If I go to Florian right here, Florian was a recruiter. He was already cold calling, making 5 grand a month. He wasn't living that NPC life, but it's quite bad to keep on getting nose in your face, to keep on having to talk to people that you don't want to talk to. He started doing high ticket sales with a different course, and he only made $1,000 because he didn't understand the fundament of value, right? He didn't understand responsibility. He didn't know how to work properly hard, right? If you're doing cold calling, you're working hard, and suddenly somebody tells you like, okay, you can do high ticket sales and all the leads will be warm. That's bullshit. You're not going to get hired. You know how competitive the game is nowadays? You know how much people are out there trying to sell you a course, telling you can become a high ticket closer from the get-go? Sure, you can, but will you immediately get successful? Fuck no. Impossible. And that's what happened here. So that's when he started becoming a 10K earner. After he got to me, he asked my advice, and I gave him all the psychology hacks. I told him exactly how these steps work. I gave him the exact steps, moments to be valuable to the company. And now, because of that, he's teaching the appointment setters how to be better setters. He's teaching the triagers how to do better triaging. And next to that, he's getting percentages over them. He's getting a base fee, and he's making now even 15K a month. 15,000 a month. Funny thing, I actually have his vision board right here. He even said, 1 month from now, I will have 10K in sales commissions. End of January, I will earn 20K. He's on 15K. It's March. Not bad. But just so you know, like, he predicted this. This is something that I teach people. I really always give them a plan to go by. And it's so important to have a plan, because without a plan, you won't go anywhere. If you just expect, hey, I'm going to do high ticket sales and then everything will be all right. Well, fuck no, that's not how it works. Like, you need structure, you need a plan, you need to know where to go, you need to know where to find people, you need to understand your values, because only if you understand your values, that's when you can leverage them and get to a place. Imagine that you actually are good at sales, right? I see you're good at sales. Okay, you have something to leverage. Hey, you have a coach that's highly established in the game. All right, this leverage is really high. You have somebody that's reviewing your calls with a high name of credibility. Okay, I can go to some place and get promoted immediately because I have all of this leverage, all of this value to leverage. And basically, becoming a manager, becoming a top 1% closer is so nice, because, all right, you've mastered the game of sales to an extent, and now you can teach other people. And by teaching other people, you're getting even more money, because you're, first of all, learning how to be a better coach. Coaching is also a form of influence, a form of inspiration, and a form of communication. You even get better leads to close for, because you're the best closer, so they're going to give the best leads to you because they want to be 100% sure that you close all of them. And just day by day and moment by moment, you're going to make more money. Here, look at what Leon did. Leon used to make $2.5 grand. He became an appointment setter. Then he started doing high ticket sales, and he basically saw that a company lacked people under him. He didn't have the right leads. The leads weren't qualified, right? He was trying to call them, and he just noticed that appointment setters weren't doing their job. So I told him, listen, go talk to these appointment setters and try to make them better. And if you do, you start making more money. So he started managing. He got a base fee. He started making a shit ton, a consistent 10K on 10K whilst being in Thailand. Just so you know, this is exactly what he predicted. Like, hey, I want to... Wait, I'm trying to figure out where it is. I will develop a strong system. This is the wrong one, I feel like. Hold on, let me just go back to the visions. And then search for Leon. This is his first one. This is the second one. There you go. There you go. So he had like all of this stuff. I retired my mom. I speak about Malaysia. I felt abundance, good climate. Bali, well, he's in Thailand right now, so I mean, close enough. He doesn't have his dream girl yet. But it's crazy, right? Everybody that has a proper plan knows how to achieve things. And that's one of the most important things here. But even after this, there's another step. And that's the step that I'm going to go by here. You have to become a growth specialist. So with this, you've started to reflect within the company. And while you're reflecting in the company, you see that your leads aren't right. You could get better leads. You could get more leads. And because you see all of these challenges within the company, you can be the solution. You can add more value. And because you add more value, you automatically make more money. Makes sense, right? So what you want to do is you want to keep on going further. Because the more value you can keep on adding to the company, the more you start to understand of the company and the strategy itself, and the easier it will be to leverage that once you start your own business. So you have to be a complete asset to the company. Once again, to all these levels, there's a different level of reflection that is needed that I teach people, but you can probably figure that out yourself too if you think about it. If you're in a moment and try to reflect. Reflection is the #1 key of being good at sales. If you don't review your sales calls, you will never become a better sales closer. If you don't review your coaching calls, you will never become a better coach. If you don't review the problems that are within a company, you can never solve them and get to a better place. It keeps on going, keeps on moving. If you become this valuable asset, they will give you a high fee. They will give you a profit share. Let's say you are with a company and you've seen that a video sales letter is the thing that they need. So you go research with other companies that are doing it quite well, and now you're adding more to that business. That is also what Leon did. If I go to Leon, he became a growth specialist and started making 20 grand a month because he's doing that for multiple companies, right? And he's going for it. Right now, he's a growth specialist. He's helping them make a shit ton of money, right? 200K a month. So he gets that 10% of that as a profit share. He doesn't even have to close himself, right? And the next step for Florian is now going to become a growth specialist himself, because the more they will add to the company, the more solutions they will find, the more they improve the business revenue, the more money will go into their own pocket. And here's the crux of it all. With each of these steps, you're learning without it costing you money. Right? Because now you learn how a business works. You learn from the good boss that's above your head on how everything is going. And it doesn't need to cost you money. Like all it does is you just learn from him, make him burn the money, make her burn the money. And you just use that to leverage yourself to go beyond and beyond. Well, of course, then you start your own business, right? Leon is doing this for a couple of months now, and now he's looking for the next step. Right? He's trying to analyze all of these businesses to make his own plan to start going. He's reflecting, he's looking at what things he's good at, and based off all of the knowledge that he's gained over doing this for all of these businesses, he's going to start his own company and start to make 50K plus. And as I said in the Ascension architecture, like you could make an easy 75, 50 grand with growth specialisting, right? But once you start your own company, it's limitless. You can use everything and leverage it even way beyond that, because you've learned from all the mistakes that these companies have made. You're completely responsible for your own company. All profits are yours. You didn't spend a dime learning this. You've built all the fundamentals with your sales tactics, with just being valuable in companies constantly to get to this place, right? You use all the knowledge and then you get paid for solving even more problems. I mean, eventually you get money for solving problems. So this is Andy. And Andy used to work 4 jobs because to take care of for his kids to even get going. Work in the morning, work at night, work over shifts, all so that he could do it. And then he simply started cold calling leads for high-ticket products. And he made an XF3K in like 10 days or like half a month. That is more than his whole monthly wage he did in his after hours. Then he started doing high-ticket sales, and there's his little kid, by the way, and he bought his first car, a C63 AMG. He became a top 1% closer at a different company, and he was doing managing and growth setting because he skipped the whole growth setting part. He was already doing the analyzation while managing in a company. And then he became an entrepreneur, and now he's a fucking Lamborghini. He has his own course, teaching other people how to do sales and communication, all because he started from here and used sales. That's how smart he is. He started with me, and now he's doing it himself in the Netherlands, teaching people how to do the high-ticket closing part. And that's just high-ticket sales, right? We want to become those entrepreneurs. We want to understand what this whole model is and how to do it. And for that, you need to understand that you have to always give as much value as you can. Make as much money for a person without it costing them. And if you start to do that, before you know it, you get to the highest tier of life. And that's how you can make a multi-million-dollar business without it being too much of an effort. Step by step, start understanding communication, start understanding sales, start understanding whatever it may be that you need. And if you have any questions about where you might fit in this architecture and you want to get coached, you can qualify for any of these places and we will give you specific coaching based off of the area that you're in with our course and community. For that, just click on the link down below and you can book a call with one of my coaches and we will see if you're qualified for any of these and help you out. If not, watch my YouTube content. It's free. You can just do whatever. I'm trying to give as much value as I can. And trust me, if you follow this architecture, the Ascension architecture, you will start making money in no time. Just don't fucking swap in your time for money. Start making money based off results. All right. I'm Rabin and I'm out.